I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble. So, cue that intro. What's going on, peeps? Welcome back to the channel. It is Game Week 3 review and a deadline day review. So, of course, new things have happened. New players are coming in. But the Arsenal still remains shit. So, but don't worry, we're still going to get into it. Allow me to introduce my guest. My first guest, without further ado, is a man. Of course, I would say who's having mixed emotions this time around, but who is nonetheless. I'm sure his team is unbeaten, so he can't be that too downbeat. Peaster, how's it going, my bro?
Good. And you, Davey?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I didn't expect it to be in such happy spirits, but I'm glad to see you didn't lose that smile, my guy.
No, I'm happy with the draw we had the weekend, but we'll get into it later.
Yeah, we'll get into it. And guy who has been here last 2 weeks ago, you know we couldn't talk Chelsea if it wasn't for him. It wouldn't be the same without him. Master P, how's it going, my brother?
I'm riding yourself, bro.
I'm okay, my guy. I'm okay. You know, if I see you guys, I feel better. Like I say, football therapy, my guy. Football therapy. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
No doubt.
Nah, glad to have you on. Glad to have you on. And a man who I usually bring on first without further ado and no questions asked. But this time I figured let me bring him on second last because it was his birthday on Monday. The man with the biggest smile, Penny B.
Yo, D.
How's it going? How does it feel to be a year older, none the wiser?
Always the wiser, my man. Always the wiser. I'm the only one on this whole panel that can smile because I'm the only one with 3 points. 3 points. The only one. Very nice birthday present from United. So I'm good to go, bro.
Nah, lovely. I want to wish you a happy birthday. Again, I know we chatted offline
bro.
again, but wish you nothing but all the best. You people in the comments, wish Penny P a happy birthday. Show the guys some love. And we are joined by podcast royalty. I figured, you know what? Let me bring a different flow to it. He is the founder of the Footie Express Show. So whatever you do, link to the Footie Express Show is in the description of this video. Nigel the Footie guy, how are you, my brother?
Davey, how's it, guys? How's it? Good evening, everyone. It's gonna be a good evening tonight. I've got so much to say.
Oh, don't worry. I prefer you to say it, my bro, than for me to say it because I've been saying the same things over and over. So it's gonna be good to have a different perspective about things. But you know what? Without further ado, I might as well start with you, Nigel. Let's get into it, my guy. Let's start. I think we can only start with the earliest game on the Saturday. City slap Arsenal for a high five. Look, obviously, I'm going to come on to your thoughts of the game. Look, I think, Nigel, let's be realistic. Given our current situation, obviously, there's been a lot of shit going on. We didn't expect 3 points, which is sad, actually, us being the Arsenal. Not expecting to go at least get something. But I mean, when you see the lineup, and you'll obviously touch on it, but when I see this in the lineup, when I see this in the lineup, that already tells me we are gonna get bent over. So first, give me your thoughts on the lineup and your thoughts on the game overall.
Yeah, look, Arsenal's problem coming long on way before Unai Emre. I mean, when I looked at the lineup, look, it's all about the manager anyway. We can check the lineup. It doesn't matter actually who plays. If you have a good team set out in a good formation and you set out the team, basically, Manchester City likes to play ball. They're not going to play long balls. So I'm sure that if you set out the team in the right formation, I'm sure it would have been less than 5-0. I don't think we would have won. I'm not saying that if you set out a good tactical out the team tactically good out for that day, I don't think we would have won, but the score might have been less. The problem is what Arteta is that He thinks he's Pep. That is the problem. It doesn't matter if someone teach you the game, but you can be that person. You can only that only grows in time. But if you don't have the brains for it, then it's not gonna happen though. But like you said, seeing Kolasinac, he's supposed to be gone 3 seasons ago.
Go on, bro. Go
And
on.
I blame the manager for that. And
Mm.
he has a healthy. I don't look. Mari didn't have a good game. Yes, I understand. But look at the two games that we lost against Brentford and Chelsea. Chelsea. Obviously, you're gonna go negative into the game, but you as a manager dropping a player after a third game, what more damage can you do? And I mean, if I was
And that's
Mari,
his
I'm
player.
thinking,
That is his
hey,
player. Mari is a Arteta player.
that's
Exactly.
Arteta. Yeah, no, he was
Exactly.
he was signed. He was signed by Arteta.
Yeah.
Kolasinac was signed by Wenger. I mean, if you sit on the bench and you see that actually a right back
Fuck me.
plays and defense, how do you feel?
You will put it
Sitting
like
on
that.
bench. You want to tell me that I'm so cuck that a right back plays a centre back? I mean,
You know
what
what?
confidence?
Exactly. You know what? Sorry, sorry to break your word. No, you know what? I honestly put it down to. I agree with Nigel actually in the sense that management and the right back. I mean, I can understand if it's a Lukaku that's bullying us, a 6'6" beast. But look at it like this: last year it was Sterling at the Emirates. Then it was Jota at the Emirates. Now it's Gundogan. It's not that it's 6'6" people beating us in the air. It's midgets that even now getting above in our defense. So I don't know.
Torres is the shortest
Now
on
you
the
see,
pitch. You
you
scored
see,
a
like I
header.
said, the team. If you take the Chelsea game, you mentioned the Chelsea game with Lukaku. I could count how many times the ball came to Lukaku in the first half. And as a manager, we're checking, wait, is this? You can see the tactics clearly that they were playing for Lukaku. But
Exactly.
what Arteta did, he didn't fix it. They did the same thing. So what happens is you block the supply. So he had to tell Xhaka or Lakonga, look here, stop the supply in front of Lukaku. That's all you have to do. Stand in front of Lukaku and block the defense because we're playing two defensive midfielders, which I don't like, which I don't agree with. I think Arteta plays it safe, playing two defensive midfielders. The problem is I have with him is Arsenal's easy to beat because we're playing the same formation since Arteta came. The same football. It's like you're watching highlights every week. I don't have to watch the game live because I will see the same shit every week. It's like highlights.
Exactly.
You understand? So that's the problem. He doesn't have any. If someone's gonna tell me that this guy has got a brain for football, then you're an idiot. I'm sorry. Arteta has no tactical ability at all because he doesn't know how to change tactics in a game. He doesn't even know how to start a game.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, look, it was 5-0. It could have been 10-0. I wanted to be 10-0, to be honest. I know you don't want your team to lose, but I want this man out of the club because I don't blame the players. I think we got some very, very good, brilliant youngsters. The problem is the old players have still got that losing mentality, and that's the problem. You need to get these players out because it's gonna rub over. It's gonna rub basically on these new players that loser mentality. And yeah,
Look, interesting that you mentioned that actually, because I think it is one positive that we actually have in our team. It's the youngsters. But the problem is the experience is not good enough. Because when you have this brother here, this comment just came out earlier today from this guy about the red card, brutally surprising with the PL. People often talk about English toughness. I hit the ball 100% and got the red card. Basically, long and short of it, this clown doesn't take any responsibility for nothing. And you know what pissed me even more off, Nige, is that Arteta pats him on the back as he's fucking walking off. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, Nige, you've played the game. For me personally, I really wanted to get out of there. He let us down again. He choked a Burnley player and Arteta clapped him off. But for Pepe, there wasn't the same energy shown. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
The guy is a liability. He's been awful since he came to the club. Since Arteta signed for Arsenal, we never reached the Champions League. So that guy said hy het seker klein tette because Arteta is nie groot genoeg nie. He doesn't have balls.
There's no milk coming out of there.
It's just been nipples because it don't.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have tits. Neither does he have balls. This guy doesn't have balls. He hides. Like I said, he plays two defensive midfielders. He doesn't have balls. The old Arsenal when it comes to Wenger. Look, I supported Arsenal since George Graham days. that's just before Wenger came. And
boring Arsenal. 1-0 wins.
It wasn't that boring though. It's just because the score was 1-0. The media makes everything.
I'll take that now any day.
But what I'm saying is, I suppose Arsenal, because of Ian Wright. Ian Wright was at Crystal Palace at the time when I was in school, at primary school. So he was at Crystal Palace who went to Arsenal, and that's how I became an Arsenal supporter. And through the years, there was George Graham. He's one of, I think personally for me, people would disagree, but George Graham is far better than what Wenger was. People only know Wenger because they only support Arsenal down the Wenger days, but they don't know George Graham. George Graham was the most brilliant tactical coach you ever had. No one could break that guy. Like you said, 1-0 to the Arsenal. You think that Chelsea Football Club has got a good defense. You didn't see Arsenal under George Graham. Remember Tony Adams, Lee Dixon, Nigel Winterburn, Steve Bold, Rioch, all those players. They brag about, I'm sorry, I don't know who's a Chelsea supporter here, but you guys, Chelsea didn't even feature for 40 decades. Sorry, for 4 decades. Neither Man City. So I'm not going to speak about that. If you want football, you watch Arsenal's, Liverpool, United games in the old. Then you will see soccer. So whoever is a Chelsea City supporter, I couldn't even find a City supporter on my show. I had to market someone for a City supporter for 3 weeks.
She was.
To get a City supporter.
Why? Like, if you're gonna tell me now that you're a City supporter, I'm gonna tell you were a Drat Sitter, my friend.
Yeah, but I mean, look, you must remember
City 1992.
Look, I don't want to go off topic, but you need to remember that's the way the young fan is going now.
Now, yes. 10, 11, 12, I understand.
Look,
but
the fan base is growing.
Exactly.
The Tottenham Hotspur is still a shit club.
Exactly.
That's okay. Brad is September with an old joke, but yeah, look, come with the new one.
Hey, nice. I love that you came guns firing, but let's move.
I like how Nigel first say that, Chelsea didn't feature for 4 decades. But we're not going to talk about that.
Look, Benny.
Spoke about
Benny, you must learn one thing from me. I don't give a shit about Chelsea and City supporters. Don't tell me you won the Champions League. I don't give a shit you won the Champions League. We are 16 trophies in front of you, motherfuckers. You don't tell me about you won the Champions League. Because the Champions League can be won anytime. You can't win a golden trophy. Tell me, go sit
anything you want to say about that, man?
Nigel brought the fire, bro. Nigel brought the fire.
Let's go, jump in, my bro.
The Champions League can be won anytime. We are waiting for Arsenal to do it, my man.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
That's fine. That's fine. Real Madrid won it 9 times.
We are waiting for you guys to do it. Since it can be done anytime, let's get it done.
For Chelsea
they first need to get into Europe.
Buddy, Mr. P. I'd rather take a 49 unbeaten, a golden trophy that can never be done in 100 years.
Okay.
That's
Even, you know what? Nottingham Forest got
That's a very
two
bold statement.
European trophies. Where are they now? The same thing can happen to you when your Roman Abramovich turns your back on you. So don't talk nonsense.
Well, he hasn't done that yet, bruh. So I'm gonna be chilling right here, sipping my coffee. You know what I'm saying?
You see what's happening to Arsenal? You see what's happening to Arsenal? Enjoy, buddy.
I'm just happy you're getting it all out. You know what I mean? I want to see you happy, get it all out. You know what I'm saying?
Since when do
That's
you
what we're
support
here for,
Chelsea?
you know what I mean?
Since when do you support Chelsea? Tell
Oh
me.
man, since the late 90s, my man. The Zola
In the
days.
90s.
The Zola days, yeah.
The Zola days. That's the days you were washing underwear.
Gold trophy turning brown.
But didn't they give that gold trophy to Wenger? Arsenal don't have it anymore.
They gave him a replica. They gave
Oh,
him a
they
They
replica.
gave him no, man. That's the one
wanna-
with chocolate, man. It's like
Cadbury.
gold.
Hey, let's move along.
A Cadbury one.
Well, now you guys know. I see there's 6 people watching. That's nice. That's my brother. I said, let somebody come on here with a better fight. Founder of the Footie Express Show. Link to his show is in the description. Don't just click on the link, subscribe to his thing, and get my guy to 1,000 subs. We've got off to a flyer. Let's get on to the next game. Shared spoils shared at Anfield. As James sees red. Look, Beaster, I don't know how you guys feel, but personally, I feel that red card robbed me of one of the games of the season. I don't know, Beaster, how do you feel?
It did spoil the game. I wouldn't disagree with you. But like when we watched the game on Saturday, we all said, no, there's not a red because we saw the freeze. So
I said
the way we
red
saw it
straight
first,
away.
his intention was to block the ball with his knee and his arm was in the way. His arm, so it's a penalty. But we didn't see it as a red. But obviously on the replay, when he moved his arm, hitting the ball out, obviously that's intentional. So it had to be a red. But like I said, it spoiled the game. But it just showed that Chelsea will be title contenders coming out the second half. Because the way they set up at the back and controlling that midfield with 10 men just showed them that they can go all the way. Because that takes, to do that, remember, a coach is not going to say, this is our game plan. If we go down to 10, we're going to do this. There is no backup plan like that. When you go 10 men, now it happens. And if there's goals already in the game, it's 10 times difficult to then change your game plan. If it's 0-0, it's different because now you would just not attack anymore and just sit back. But you still need to do it 45 minutes. And it's very difficult to do it to a team that counters you the way Liverpool counters any team. We know Liverpool plays counter-attack football, and whether it's Chelsea, City, Brentford, any team that we're playing, we're going to play the same game. So big ups to Chelsea. I know they're happy with the 1 point. Liverpool shouldn't be happy because we should have then gone for the win. So I give it to them. Good defense, and they deserve the 1 point because had that red card not happened, we would have had a brilliant second half, and I would have seen more goals in that game.
Chelsea's going to win the
Okay,
league.
fair
That's
enough.
what I'm saying. Mr.
Sorry?
I agree with you, Nigel. Nigel, I agree with you 100%. Chelsea's
I also
Nigel
think they're
said-
going to win the league. I honestly think they're going to win the league.
Chelsea's
Really.
my favorites for the league. 100%.
I say so. Master P, how do you feel? First and foremost, give me your opinion on this decision, Master P, because it's his thigh, it's his arm, and then obviously the arm gesture comes out. Look, I thought it was a red, but what is your opinion on it, my bro?
Well, I thought initially, obviously, like I told you, I missed the game originally, right? So I rewatched the whole thing. A penalty, yeah. But I thought the red was a little bit harsh. But then again, you know what I mean? Like with the interpretation of the handball now, I mean,
the law.
Yeah, exactly. Once you do that in the box, obviously you're putting yourself at risk, right? And like Beaster said, there was a beachy forward movement of the arm, and obviously, I mean, once you saw that, you give the referee an opportunity, to send you off at least, you know what I mean? So initially, I didn't think it was a red. I thought it was a penalty. Yeah, give him a yellow or something. But then again, look, different people have seen it different ways. So at the end of the day, I'll take the point. Obviously, it's at Anfield. It was a raucous atmosphere. Beaster knows that it was it was one of those games, you know what I mean? It could have gone either way, but I felt like if we had finished with 0-11, we would have won the game. I really do. I just think that's there was this vibe about us, you know what I mean? Way we went in there believing that we couldn't get beat, you know what I mean? So even after we went down a man down, I agree with what Beaster said. A coach can only tell you so much in the dressing room, you know what I mean? Damage control. But for the guys to actually go out and carry it out for a whole 45 minutes in that atmosphere, you know, they soaked up the pressure, they did whatever they did. We even had a couple of chances, man, to steal the whole thing, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
Chelsea looked a better team to win it throughout the second half with the opportunities that Chelsea had.
Exactly,
Chelsea looked
you know,
better team to win it.
And if it wasn't for that Mate block, I think that was heading in the back of the net. But look, at the end of the day, I liked the character that we had on the day. I like the big huddle, the team huddle at the end of the match. Just showed you that these dudes went there to fight for that point. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll take it.
Point gain or 2 points dropped?
For Liverpool, it's 2 point drop. For us, it's
100.
a point gain. At the end of the day, look, I mean, what can you do with 10 men? You know what I mean? You just have to take whatever you can out of the game, especially such a big game like that, away from home. So I think it's a point gain for us.
Can I just say something on that block there on the line? I feel it doesn't even deserve a yellow. I will tell you why. If you check where the ball come from, the ball come from his leg, right? If you stand as a person, right? How do you stand? You can't stand with. I mean, if you the way your his foot went up, it's obviously your arm's gonna move. It's not like he purposely put his arm there.
Not necessarily, Nigel. Sorry to break your word before you go further, but it's like the way I saw it was like when the defender's defending the ball and he's in the box and the cross is gonna come in. Before that ball comes in, his arms is behind his back. He still blocks the ball with his thigh, but his arms are here. So even if he miscues it with his thigh.
Okay, there that guy goes.
I thought it was me.
But we all know what Beaster mean.
Yeah, I know. But again, Nige, can you hear me? Nige, am I?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it Nige and Beaster freezing?
Yeah, the two of them froze, yeah.
The two of them froze.
Yeah.
Okay, Beaster's out and Nige, I don't know, like, is Nige moving? Anyway, look, I don't know.
The only issue I had with with the red card is that he goes and sees the freezing image. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't play the whole thing just to see what happened before and afterwards. You know what I mean? So that's the only.
Sorry, Pascal, Nige, why have you here with us? Do some movements.
Yeah, no. I was freezing a bit though.
Oh, okay, move, guys.
If the lighties play this gaming, then everything stands still though.
Nah, don't worry. Look, okay, I hear what you both are saying, but again, I want to ask a question. How often have you seen a handball on the line not given as a red card though?
But now
that's the thing. It's a clearance of the line with the hand. If you look at it, if the law says red.
I think it's an accidental. I don't think it's a yellow. I don't think he hits it. If you hit the ball out with your hand, you understand? You can see someone hits the ball out.
That's why I was to say the Fernandinho one against Chelsea.
That one,
yeah, you understand what I'm saying? I think it was very harsh. And
yes, but if you're going to give the penalty, you must give the red. If you're going to give the penalty, you have to give the red.
Not necessarily, because...
So you're going to tell me that the penalty is for what? It's for handball on the line.
For blocking
the ball penalty.
With his hand.
Blocking the ball from going in the net.
It's still going to be handball off the line.
But it's no intention.
Doesn't matter. Then you can't give the penalty.
Because he blocked the goal.
Was it a straight red?
With his hand. With his hand. You can't get the penalty if you block it with his thigh.
That he shows his arm and his leg is with each other. That's how he sees the freeze frame.
But Mister, if you're going to give the penalty, what's it for?
For blocking
the handball.
With what? With what? With your hand.
With his arm.
It doesn't matter. It's still handball.
But it doesn't mean it's a red.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
And you can't give the pen, James. As for the ref to
Yeah,
say
look,
penalty
that's-
or no penalty, because if he gives the penalty, he has to give the red.
He's
That's
got it.
law.
Yeah.
We might not agree with it, but that is the
The
law.
guy stands on the line and the ball hits his arm. If he's outside the box, he stands the ball.
A
hits his
natural
arm, and then
position,
he puts a
Beaster.
handball.
A natural
Right?
position. Reece James' hand was in
No.
a natural position. Done.
Now listen.
Done.
Now listen to what. Now to answer your question, you asked the question. If it hits your arm, and it's a penalty, it must always be a red. So now I'm asking you, if he's outside the box and
Benny.
he's standing in a natural position, the ball hits
Benny,
his arm.
it depends how you
Is it
walk.
a red
Some
card?
people walk open arms naturally.
But now he's outside
Good
the
evening,
box.
How you
Chica.
run?
How's Jigs?
He's
Can we
outside the
please-
Good evening, everybody.
Can we
Good
please-
How's
evening.
it, Jigs? How are you?
What is this mobile
Happy birthday,
podcast?
Benny.
Thank you, my
Happy
friend.
birthday,
What is
Benny.
this- What is this? First answer me. What's this mobile podcast that you're busy with?
I'm busy working. I'm being responsible.
Sister, is there a DVD? There must be a DVD stick on the side of the car.
Jigs, what's
First
your
and foremost,
opinion?
good
Red
evening,
card, red
gentlemen.
card or no record?
Red card. for me.
It's not a
Every
red
day.
card. It's not a
I
red
don't
card.
think it's even a yellow.
It's not a red card. At first it is leg and then it gets to his arm. It wasn't direct contact. It was a yellow card. It's a penalty though. It's a yellow card. It's a
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah.
But they gave it because it was off the line. I understand that much. I do understand that. It makes sense in the game of football. Remember, they did tweak the rules. They can't blow for everything anymore. So that situation, because of the new rules, it's a red card. But to you and to I, it's not a red card. It's a yellow card.
Yeah,
That's
but
off
the
the
laws
line.
of
So yes,
football
that's a red.
today doesn't it depend on you and I. The laws of football today say that is a red. Why are you guys still arguing if you know this? It's the
That's the law
law.
of football. Now
If you're
remember,
gonna get the
Benjamin,
handball of the
Benny,
line, it's a red.
Benny. Give me no, Benny. No, Benny, no. Benny, no. I understand what you're saying, bro. I really understand. But understand this. If it was last year's rules, you can get away with it. If it was last year's rules, you can get away with it. But because it's back to 2021, they changed it now again. So the rules tweaked again. So now they're giving it a red. So it must be red all the time now. You understand?
Yeah. Yes.
I just want
Yes.
to say to Pascal, where do you think that you were just lucky? Because Pascal was telling me a lot of point telling me no, Jigga that. Pascal, come on, son.
Jigga,
Anfield.
what game are you watching?
Anfield, Pascal, Anfield.
Oh my goodness me. Please, man. Are you telling me seriously
go.
speaking? If Reece James doesn't get sent off, you guys really believe you get out with the win in that game?
No
Seriously,
ways,
with what
Jigga.
we've seen.
No ways.
Pascal,
come
do you
on,
think
bro.
you blow us? Do you think you run us over on Anfield, even if you score? Because you did score first. The goal, the handball came. We were coming back already. We were attacking already.
doubt
Pascal.
about that.
You're being unfair.
No doubt about that. But what I'm saying to you is the following. Now, think about it this way. All right, that red card, like that red card changes the whole complexion of the game. Our strategy changes. You know what I mean? For goodness sake, we had to play a defensive game the whole second half. Now, what I'm saying to you now.
You know what?
Pascal, on that note,
You had a game plan, Pascal.
Had you
You came in with a
11
game plan already.
had you been 11 men, you would have played the game we wanted you to play. And it doesn't mean we wouldn't have scored.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but that's also what I'm saying. We also had weapons on the bench which we couldn't put in because of the situation that we're in. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to you is, either way, your back four
I
isn't gonna.
understand.
Look, Pascal,
what
I
Peter's
think
saying, Pascal.
Chelsea had a game plan and they executed the game plan with 10 men. When they were down, they still defended extremely well before and after. No, it is. They had a game plan.
Liverpool's
Tuchel
game
was
plan.
very
Liverpool's
clever.
game plan was against 11 Chelsea players because Chelsea with 11 players would never have played so deep the whole of second half. Chelsea with 11 players
but
would
they-
attack Liverpool. And if you attack
But the whole
Liverpool,
time
that is
they
when
were
Liverpool can
containing
counter you.
pressure.
But they
They
did it
played good under
brilliantly.
pressure.
Their coach didn't tell them before the game, sit back for the whole second half. It was the red card. Because that's what they did.
Yeah, look.
That's what Chelsea did.
Look, a team defend, besides Arsenal now, but a team defend better with 10 men.
Besides Arsenal,
Yeah, no, look.
Yeah,
A
nice.
team
True.
defends. Listen quickly. A team defend much better with 10 men than 11 because now you're only playing one up front and you're playing. You
9 at the
understand?
back.
You become more
Yeah.
defensive minded when you're 10 men.
Exactly. I'll agree with that.
So it's not because Chelsea was defending Brent. They're a brilliant team. They're an outstanding team. It's not because they were because of the team. It's just because you defend much better if you're 10 men.
So why did
Because-
Arsenal concede more when they were 10 men?
Because we might have
because,
gone.
I'll tell you why.
He
Because
said not Arsenal.
He said not
I said not
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
He
He
said
said
not
not
I'll
Arsenal.
tell you why. I'll tell you
Better
why.
with 10 men.
I'll
But
tell
it's
you
so
why. It's
awesome.
because
General, you defend better with 10 men. So Arsenal.
no, listen. That's why I
conceded
said
less
not
with 10 men.
Arsenal. It's because I want to answer your question. So the reason why is because our coach is not tactically good. You understand? When you went 3-0 behind, what do?
Close up shop. Close up
There we
shop.
go.
You're not gonna win
What
the
did he
game now.
do?
Exactly.
What did he
Damage
do?
control.
What's worse
How
than
do you
3-0?
bring on
5-0.
Maitland-Niles in the last fucking 10 minutes when it's 5-0? How embarrassing is it for Maitland-Niles? What is Maitland-Niles going to do for 5-0? What an idiot. What an idiot of a coach to bring
Come win the game.
Niles on for the last 10 minutes. I would ask him, are you playing for fuck?
I think the nigga told him, go out there and win
Is
this
Maitland-Niles going to score me 5 goals? I will never play. Why? I mean, why do you want to bring on someone when it's 5-0? Leave it last sub. You don't have to make subs at 5-0. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is the idiot of a coach Arteta is. Don't tell me the man is still growing into his also football don't need a coach to grow. Go back to school if you want to grow and learn something. This is also football club.
Like Scott's emulsions if you want to grow.
Anyways, say no
answer the
more. We
question.
move. Let's come on to it. Benny B, Mason Gunwood blows Wolves' house down. There was a question for you in the chat. Of course, I want to ask you about the foul. Of course, I'm gonna ask you about where's this comment here? Actually, from Clint. I saw it here. Here we go. Obviously, I'm gonna ask your thoughts about it. My personal opinion was, I think Wolves totally dominated the game. They outran you guys. Obviously, with your midfield gap that was there, which is evident, which we'll come on to later as well. But obviously, given the quality, individual quality that United have, obviously, when you see David De Gea making that save, you know exactly what's gonna come. But first and foremost, give me your thoughts on the game, how you saw it progressing. What was the turning point for you? And like Clint asked, should Pogba have been sent off? Was it a foul for you? Give me your opinion on it.
First of all, it was a poor performance, and our midfield was overran by Wolves. Neves was brilliant, and I don't see why we didn't sign him. That would have made our market 10 out of 10. But it was a poor performance, and that's the first time since Spurs, where we lost 6, that we played without our double pivot. And that is why we don't play without our double pivot. Fred was overran. He looked putrid. They ran past him at least 7 times in the first 5 minutes, right, Beaster? The man was eating grass. It was a poor performance. But he was made the scapegoat for tactics that just didn't suit the game.
Now.
Okay, cool.
Sure, bro. Wolves were by far the better team. I'd agree with Rona. Wolves were by far the better team. And this is why I was not excited after the Leeds game, because I knew these games would come. But what makes me happy is that we win the games that we're supposed to lose. United did not deserve to even draw this game, to be honest with you. Wolves had at least 4 guilty chances in the first half, which they didn't take. I mean, they have 57 attempts on target. They're 3rd in the league. They're yet to score a goal. So they're just plain unlucky. And that save from David De Gea is so far the save of the season, probably going to be the save of the season at the end of the season. It was a brilliant save. And when it comes to the foul, yes, it is a foul on Pogba. I will agree with you 100%. But before that, prior to that, you guys would remember when Wolves kicked the ball out. Semedo listened to Pogba telling him kick the ball out. There was the exact same foul on Bruno in their box. On the line. Bruno was on the line.
not the exact same
Yes,
foul.
bro. It's the exact same
No.
foul. It's the exact same foul. Ball
Pogba
over the
was
leg,
over the ball.
over the ball, onto the leg. It's the exact same foul. VAR didn't even
Bruno's
check
a
it.
pussy.
It's clarity, bro. Peggy,
Bruno
Bruno should not have gone down like he did. I agree with you 100%. But VAR didn't even check that, bruh. And if they didn't give that, how can they give that on Neves? How can they give that on Neves? If that is a foul, it's a red. If that's a foul, it's a red. If it's a foul, it's a red. It's exactly the same thing like I said about Reece James. It's either a penalty or not a penalty. If it's a penalty, it's a red. So if that was a foul of Pogba, VAR checked it. Why do we have VAR? Why do we have VAR? Exactly for this purpose. Exactly for this purpose. Now, the week before, Bruno had the foul on him, which I did not agree with. That was not a foul. In my book, it's not a foul. Everybody said it's a foul. Saksha came out and said, you can't. This week, it's like this, and the next week, it's a rugby. Brendan Rodgers came out to say that was a foul on Bruno. I still don't agree. So last week, it went against us. This week, it was for us. It's just the way things are.
But like Ian Wright said, that is a career-ending challenge of Pogba.
Yeah.
If his foot is 2 centimeters
But it wasn't.
more to the right.
Did he end his career? Did he end his career?
Benny, it's the intention.
No.
If I fly
No, but do you think Paul intentionally wanted to break Neves' leg? Intentionally.
Let me respond to you. If I fly and kick past your head, and I don't touch it, but I fly and kick past your head, there's no harm. I did nothing wrong.
If there's a ball, no, then fine.
If
there's a ball there.
If Pogba, the ball is here, his foot literally
It was a 50-50 beast. Yes, Paul Pogba went in higher than he was supposed to. And yes, he caught him. Yes, he caught him. Yes, he caught him. But if it was such a clear tackle, like you say, why didn't VAR just give it red?
Now
Why?
Let me say something. If Pogba is going in for a 50-50 ball, there is no law that says because it's 50-50, you're allowed to go studs up and over the ball. If it's 50-50, right enough, it's going to be a hard lunge. Both parties. But it doesn't give you the right to come up, studs up over the ball.
That's the point.
As soon as you do that and touch the guy or don't touch it, that's red.
Yeah, that's the
point.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Red?
Us VAR. I saw this brother's arguing with me now. We sat next to each other watching the game, and I agreed with him that it is a foul. But if you're gonna give the foul, then you must give the red. That is my thing.
Yes.
Only afterwards I saw there was that exact same tackle on Bruno. And that is why VAR didn't give it. That is exactly why VAR didn't give it.
Okay.
It was the exact same tackle.
You can't say
You need to go look at the two clips back, no? Go look at the two clips back, and then you tell me again, bro. Go look
Benny,
at the two
anyway.
clips.
There's no way I can compare that two challenges.
I agree with Benny.
Look,
I agree with Benny about one thing. Like I've also stopped complaining about the whole VAR thing because the one week it goes against you, and then the following week it benefits you the following week. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. That's what happened with us.
like I've just stopped complaining about the whole like VAR thing. You know what I mean? The day that's just the way it is.
The thing is, because it is Paul Pogba. Because it is Paul Pogba. Because it is Paul Pogba.
Benny,
Did they even show that tackle on?
Not because of
Did
that.
they even show that tackle on Bruno? Did they show that tackle on Bruno? I'm sure you saw it. I'm sure you saw it. Did they show? Did they mention it once? No, they didn't. No, they didn't, bruh. Bruh, I watched everything after the game because I myself was very confused. Is that a foul or not? No mention of Bruno.
You were gonna say
Not
something?
one.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say the Paul Pogba foul. I mean, it should have been a red card because I mean, you saw the shin pad that the other bra was wearing. It moves, bruh, like on the side. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, I saw that.
So, I mean, that's a big breaker immediately. So I look, it was a red. I don't know how VAR missed it, but I mean, like we've had
How
all
can
these.
VAR miss it if they looked at it 1,000 times?
They don't miss
How?
it. They see
VAR
where the
checked
referee
it. They
was.
checked it. They checked it
Nah, they
after the
couldn't have.
goal.
The shit
Nah.
They did.
comes in
There was a
every-
break for the VAR check. There
They
was a
checked it,
break.
yeah. They checked it. There was a
VAR,
time just before they awarded the goal. They checked
Just
it.
before they awarded the goal, remember they said VAR checked it
Yes,
and
they're having a
VAR
check.
gave the
They
goal.
checked it.
Straight
Well,
after
then
the
I don't
goal.
know.
Because
the
of that
thing
tackle.
With VAR is they want to say, did the ref make a clear and obvious error? So it sounds so wrong because that is a cuck saying that statement should be changed because now it automatically says to the ref, you are wrong. All he had to do was go and check for yourself. The same with Reece James's handball. He said VAR. VAR said go check for yourself. There's no harm in doing that. And I prefer them giving the ref the option themselves because now you don't have Dermot Gallagher saying, no, my colleagues did the right thing, my ex-colleagues did the right thing.
Amen.
They don't want to gun down that ref on the pitch. So they will say, stick with your decision. Fuck that. I will take that VAR panel away.
Bro, the way you making it out to be like this, bro, took out the fucking chainsaw and hacked his fucking leg off. VAR would have obviously given the fucking red. But they didn't.
No.
Because they checked
That
it.
is not
The
my
ref was
point.
right there. The ref was right there. He saw
Exactly.
it closer than VAR
That-
ever could. The ref said,
That is
play
my
on,
point.
50-50. He told
That's
that
my
to Neves
point.
straight after the game to say, bruh, it was a 50-50. You both went for the ball. Unlucky
Okay.
player.
Okay,
Done.
okay.
If he was taken over on a stretcher, everybody understands.
You say now,
But
listen,
Neves ran on straight after the tackle. And he fell
Yeah, just me
10 minutes
personally,
later.
Benny and Bisa, personally, I watched the game as well. When the tackle went in, I don't think it was a red card because I'll tell you why. There's a certain height your foot must be, even if your foot is a little bit up. There's a certain height when you have an attack. The tackle was a 50-50.
if your foot is off the ground,
Just hold on,
it's
just
a-
hold on. There's a certain height your foot must. It was never a leg break tackle. And the other thing is he catches the ball a little bit. But that's why
How the-
it wasn't
How
a
is
red
that not a
card.
leg break tackle?
No.
Did he
worries.
break his
Don't
leg?
Look at the picture. Look,
His
if
leg
you
is
want
a
a
wish I
leg
had
break
the picture,
tackle,
actually.
Listen,
If you
now,
want
can
to-
I say
Bruh.
something?
They
Benny,
tackle
listen,
him. He
Bisa.
ran
Listen,
10 minutes
Bisa.
and 4.
listen.
Bisa,
Listen to
listen
what
to
I'm
me quickly.
saying.
Bisa, if you
Benny,
want a
wait, I
leg
just wanna-
break
I just
tackle,
wanna mention to
you
what
go
Benny said
back.
now.
You go back to Roy Keane
Let me
when he
just- I
broke
just
that
wanna
guy's
answer
leg
Benny quickly.
purposely. You go back. Google Roy Keane when he broke. What's that guy's name? of
Haaland
City?
steady.
Haaland.
Haaland steady.
Yes. Now go
Out
back to
in
that.
Haaland.
That's a leg break. You go back to Ramsey, and all those
Short
players.
run.
Those are leg break tackles. Pogba is.
okay.
Xhaka's tackle is a leg break tackle
It's a
because
leg breaker,
he was
yeah.
off the ground,
Ground, yeah.
two-footed.
I agree.
Nigel, Nigel.
It's not
so
a
you
red
say-
card. It might be a yellow,
Now,
but not a
okay,
red.
I listen to what now. I'm gonna ask you a question now. If the ball is here and
Yes.
someone tackles with his foot over the ball, obviously his ball is off the ground. His foot is off the ground because the ball is here.
But your foot is always off the ground when you tackle.
No, but your studs is not up.
Yes, that's what I said in the beginning. When I started, my thing is your foot must be a certain height to
So
be
VAR
off the
measures us
ground.
to see. Okay, no, it
Wow,
wasn't.
I didn't see this one.
It's sad, no. It's sad, no. It's sad. It's sad that the whole
I'm
game
neutral. I watched the
rides
game.
on
It's not a red
this
card.
stupid mystery decision that should have been made. The decision was made on the field, gents.
Nope.
It was made on
Yeah.
the field.
I don't
The
think
goals
United-
are good.
I
We
don't think
have
United
laws. We
deserve
have
to win,
VAR
though.
in the game. We didn't deserve to win. Not
There's-
at all. And
look-
I said that. I said that. But rather win the games you're not supposed to, then lose and draw,
Yeah.
because that is what United do.
Yeah, if
True.
you want
That
to
is
be
what United
champions,
do.
you have to.
Yeah, you have to win
if
those
You
want
games.
have
be
to win the games
champions,
you're not supposed to.
You have to win such games. You play.
I have
shit
to
when
agree
you
with
win.
that.
And yes, David made one massive save. But for all of that Wolves dominance, our defense was actually brilliant on the day. Our
No,
defense was
awful.
brilliant on the day.
No, you were awful. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Benny. You
Yeah,
were
yes,
awful.
bro.
And
Look,
What
just
sense
because
did David
Wolf
have
can't
to make besides that one?
Wolf couldn't score. Wolf couldn't score jack
Nah,
shit,
man.
just like
Nah,
Arsenal.
man.
If that
David
was,
Dyer made
if
one
that-
save, bro.
Look,
David
if that
made
was
one save.
Spurs, if that was Spurs, Song would have
Look.
had a field day with that game.
Anybody
It's
would
just
have.
because
Everybody would have. Who
they
had
were
a field day?
Yo, what happened there?
I don't know, bro. It looks scary.
Coach,
Yo, I look evil.
Sad.
Yeah, I look like one of those Netflix movies. that I
Nice
watch
turn
with
into the ring when he
down.
mentioned Spurs.
Yeah, nice. Don't mention Spurs, my guy.
Let's return into the ring.
Yo,
Benny,
they
look.
look evil, yo.
I'll give you one thing, Benny. Look, that's a tough place to go and play. You know what I mean? Obviously, like Wolves against
Molineux
anybody.
Wolves is a bogey team, Pascal.
Exactly.
Solskjaer has the worst record against Wolves.
All of us are gonna have a difficult time playing this. So look, at the end of the day, I'll take the win as well if I were you. Look, that's what the game is about. You know what I mean? Like you win games that you're not supposed to win. That's how you win the title. So
Yeah,
look,
true.
yeah, that's just the way it
There's
is.
just one more thing that I want to ask Benny. Actually, when Nigel returns back from the ring, Beast, okay, he jumped
Come
out.
from
Beast, are you
below
still
the
here?
well. From below the well. Get
He's
that
still
man
here.
out of the well.
I want to actually touch on something. Look, I know you guys, Benny signed, you guys signed Ronaldo, and we'll touch on that later. But there was one thing that I actually wanted to jump on. Look, there is 11 of 10 of you guys in the chat. Like this video. If you're new in here, sub to the thing, and of course, subscribe to the Footie Express Show. But I want to play something. Beast, I want you to check this out, and I actually want to come on to this. I want to ask Benny a question, so I want you to check out this video. This was about, I think, 2 years ago when I just started this thing, so have a look at it.
Big part of the season as well. I wouldn't have Kevin De Bruyne in this team. In fact, for Kevin De Bruyne, I'd put Fred there. I would.
Whoa! No Grealish.
Serious, bro. I am serious. I would say the KDB.
Question.
Oh, what a throwback.
Question. 2 seasons ago, you wanted Fred in the team of the season. Do you think that all these attackers being shoehorned in the team is affecting Fred negatively? Do you think that Ronaldo money could have maybe went for a CDM? Look, I know, of course, it's Ronaldo, but what do you think about it?
You say it's Ronaldo money, but what did we actually spend for Ronaldo? If you look at it officially, we spent 12.5 million for Ronaldo.
Exactly.
What CDM can you buy for that money?
Yeah, but I mean, United can give more.
Yeah. Look, that would have made signing a CDM would have been a 10 out of 10 window. But I don't agree with the fact that United used the CDM money to pay for Ronaldo. That is not the case. United could not let Cristiano Ronaldo sign for City.
That's the thing. That's the main point that I wanted to come
And that's the main thing. And Fred was exposed by Solskjaer on Sunday. Fred was made the scapegoat by Solskjaer on Sunday because how can he play Fred alone there and tell Bruno and Pogba, go have a field day, don't track back? The most unbalanced midfield ever. It's not Fred's fault. If you're going to put Scott there, I'm pretty sure the same is going to happen. That is why Fred, you can't play the two of them without each other. And you can't play Fred and Matic together because he just does not have the legs. So we are going to struggle with the CDM this season. And I think that is going to be the difference between us winning the league this season. Because Ronaldo can be 36, but he's going to guarantee you at least 20 to 25 goals in the league this season. Something that we didn't have last season. And it's the same with Chelsea and Lukaku. He's at least that amount of goals guaranteed. And I think that Ronaldo, at his age, can push anyone for the Golden Boot in this league as we speak. So it's going to be interesting.
Okay, fair enough. Let's actually come on to the big man's transfer. Does that make United title contenders now? I mean, surely there's no more excuses now for Ole. What do you think?
I don't think it makes us title contenders. I don't think Ronaldo coming up is a level up, yes. But remember, our forward line was not our problem last season. With the forward line that we have, minus Ronaldo, would not have been our problem this season. Our midfield is where we needed. The center defensive mid is where we needed reinforcement. So, will we be, like I said, that will be the difference between us winning the league or not this season. Ronaldo might win us the games that we're not supposed to win. We would have played a way better game with Ronaldo in our team on Sunday than what we did with Greenwood playing up front and Cavani playing up front. And the signing of Ronaldo is more nostalgic for the fans, but it's a brilliant thing for Solskjaer because look who he brings into that dressing room. Look at, he's an idol to the younger players that is there. Amad Diallo's not going anywhere. He picked up a thigh injury, so he's going to be there for this season. Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial. They have Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo mentoring them. Bruh. It doesn't get any better than that.
Okay, cool. Nice,
Last
glad
time.
to see you back from the ring and the Undertaker. You know, we were worried
You look
about
very
you.
dry from the well.
Yeah, man. Sorry, man. I forgot to buy electricity.
Okay, nah, no worries. No worries, my bro. Say no more. Look, we're chatting about Ronaldo. Look, I'll leave an open question to the panel.
Ronaldo.
Benny's obviously given his thoughts that he said it can improve the youngsters. P, Nige, Beaster, any one of you three can go. Do you think it's gonna hinder certain youngsters' development, or could it benefit them? And do you think United are title contenders? Any one of you three can go.
Okay, the first thing is Ronaldo's not coming to nurture any youngsters. That man's coming to win.
Exactly.
He didn't come
Not
there
to nurture. He is there to be the benchmark. He is there to set the standard in that dressing room.
Dude, he's
So
there
not
to win.
necessarily nurture. Just by him
the
being
guy's
who
a
he
winner.
is. Yeah,
And
100%.
If you're a winner, it rubs off from other players. He doesn't have to say anything. It shows on the field. The man is 36 years old. He's got a body of
Thank you,
24. I mean, the guy's got balls. The guy got everything. So, I mean, that's already a plus for United. The only way is he's a big character. I understand that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is. I can't remember though if they even played together. It's so
They
so
played
many
together for
years ago.
3 years. They played together for
Okay,
3
there we go.
seasons.
So it's different when you play against a guy if you manage him. The only problem and concern that I have is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer big enough to manage Ronaldo though? Because it's different when he was playing as a youngster and he was manager with Alex Ferguson. Remember, this is a guy who told Juventus he wants to leave. You put me, do not play me in the first game. I don't want you to play me. You understand?
Because he's Cristiano Ronaldo.
He told Juventus, I don't want to play. You don't play me because I want to leave. This is the guy you must manage. That's the only problem. So, look, since you signed Ronaldo, I think personally you are up for the title, but I have my concerns with your manager. Look, I'm not gonna mention you can't put him with Arteta because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer done a brilliant job. I didn't think that he would do it, but I give my plaudits to him that actually done a very, very good job. But the question is, can he take United to the next level? And that is win trophies, because it's been 4 years now and he spent over 300 million in players, almost 400.
Over 400, eh? It's over 400 with Ronaldo.
If you sign
411.
this is not just a world-class player. This is what, when it comes to Messi and Ronaldo, the two best players in the world, you put more pressure on your job. And just say he didn't sign Ronaldo this year and he didn't win a trophy, you would have kept his job. But now his job is more at risk than anything. So if he doesn't win jack shit, he's going to get fired this season. I promise you.
You must go.
No, but it would have been that would have been the case.
Just because of Ronaldo.
With or without Ronaldo, that would have been the case. Ole has no excuses whatsoever. But remember, the way he stabilized United from the shit show that Mourinho caught on to where we are today, you right in all the plaudits, Nigel. That's
I don't understand though. I'm very confused. Why United supporter says that Mourinho was a shit show.
He was. He fucked our club up.
But how?
He left them in the graveyard though.
You won a European Cup. You won an FA Cup. Yes, but still,
he never won a FA Cup.
No,
he never won a FA Cup. He never won a FA Cup.
Okay, but you won 3 trophies. But you know what's a shit show? Where Arsenal is at. You understand?
That's a shit show.
You cannot compare Mourinho. Mourinho done a good job.
We were certain
coaches. You see, certain coaches take only certain teams to a certain level until someone takes over. Like example, like Chelsea.
Yes.
Lampard did a good job. He signed brilliant players. I think he signed outstanding players, but he couldn't take Chelsea to a different level until Tuchel comes in. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Mourinho done a good job. I think before the other show, like you said before him, I think it was Van der Gaal.
Gaal.
That was a
Van
joke.
Gaal.
That was a comedy. You understand what I'm saying? He was the man was falling on the ground in one game.
Against you.
Showing how-
It was against you.
That is a
It was
comedy.
against us.
It was against you.
So
Wenger pushed
actually,
him.
Mourinho actually stabilized United when Van der
No,
Gaal was actually
no,
there.
I don't agree with you. No, he did not stabilize United.
How can you
no.
not say that?
No,
Now,
because of the state that he left it in.
Benny,
Where's the
Benny, before
stability?
But Van Gaal left it in a worse state.
Van Gaal left a trophy. Van Gaal won the FA Cup and they sacked him the next day.
I want to just comment on what Nigel said now, where you say a manager leaves a club on a level and then you get where you see some hope in the new manager. Liverpool is a perfect example of it. Klopp,
I agree,
he didn't
100%.
win one trophy for 4 years. He didn't win,
Yeah.
but everyone saw within that 4 years where we go. We were happy after year number 2.
Yeah, no, he mentioned it. He mentioned it when he came. Give me
Progress.
4 years, then I'll win trophies.
Anyone
the
can
league,
mention it, but there's a difference in the club seeing it. Like
Yeah.
the fans see it.
Now that's a
Everyone
project.
see after year
Yeah.
number 2.
Now that's
we
a
made 2
process.
Europa League finals, we didn't win it. We made the FA Cup, we didn't win it. But no one was Klopp out.
Because
Now,
can I tell you
exactly
something,
what
say,
Benny said.
BC? Can I tell you something?
Mourinho, we didn't
If
see
it
that
wasn't
in
for,
Mourinho. You didn't see. Okay,
BC,
What?
if it wasn't for the Leicester City coach, what's his name?
Brendan
Rodgers.
Rodgers remember Rodgers built a team before Klopp came. He almost won the league. It wasn't for McManaman.
The slip.
The slip, yeah.
yeah.
But people seem to forget that this guy actually made Liverpool competitive, because Liverpool was a joke in the league before that, all the years for how many years. But people doesn't seem to give him credit. Everyone's giving Klopp credit, but he
We
actually
gave
made.
Rodgers
That's what I'm
credit,
saying.
but-
That's my point. Some certain coaches only brings a club to a certain level until someone takes it over and makes it successful. That's what I'm saying. I give Brandon Rodgers all the credit, because he made Liverpool actually, before he came, competitive in the
And
league.
the players that he let go under Rodgers, the players we lost during Rodgers' time, that was our title-winning team. So if, besides the slip, if he stick with his players the following year, we would have won it. But he didn't do
There
that.
we go.
So what did they say? Rodgers out. And why did they do that? Because now he was losing the plot. He had his opportunity to win the league if it wasn't for the Gerrard slip. If a coach is that good, one slip is not going to make you lose the league. That slip wasn't
Exactly.
That's
against
the mentality,
we
my
lost the
bro.
league against
Exactly.
Palace.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Mentality.
That slip against Chelsea wasn't the only reason we lost the league. A lot of
Yeah.
people say
Maybe
because of the slip.
Suarez.
You conceded
maybe
50
Suarez
goals
had to
that
stop
season.
crying. Maybe Suarez had to stop crying.
If Van
You
Dijk
conceded
Maybe
50 goals that
try.
season, Beasto.
in our title-winning season league, if Van Dijk slipped, we would have still won that league. It wasn't
Yeah, it's
all
the
about
same.
that slip.
We see it's the same example when that season when Eduardo Devi, you can
Broke his leg.
remember,
Broke
also
his leg.
was in form. Also was on the way to win the league. Eduardo broke his leg and the whole team just crumbled. So it's a mentality thing. It's your manager can be so positive, but in that dressing room when that happens, mentality wise, you can lose 3 players mental wise, then you're gone. Then you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone, my friend.
Say no more. Say no more. Look, I want to come on for us to each write our transfer windows. Nige, personally, I want to save you for last because I know you have a fat load to say about our transfer window. But for me personally, I want to come on to the guy who I think whose team. Look, Penny, I take nothing away from you. You guys had an awesome, outstanding. Any team that signs Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo in a transfer window is an awesome transfer window, in my opinion. But for me, the true winners of the transfer window in the English
Spurs.
Premier League is Chelsea, because
I
they've
think
already
Spurs, though.
the players that they
Chelsea.
the players that they have sold, they've got value for money for. Players I've never heard of, Livramento being one of them, Tammy Abraham.
Who did Chelsea sign?
They've only signed Lukaku
Saul,
and, they signed-
Lukaku.
and Saul. They signed Saul last night, but I mean,
Did you see
look who
Spurs
they've let go.
signings?
Look who they let go already.
Emerson.
But
Emerson.
So, Master P,
Royale.
Master P, give me your take, my man. How would you rate your transfer window out of 10?
You're asking me?
Master P.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Simply because look, we all knew what we needed. That was the big man up front. Because obviously everything else behind him was on point. You know what I mean? So look, the Sao thing was just a bonus, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, I don't think we can honestly say that we really needed him. But I mean, it's always good to have somebody in midfield to go along with all the options that we have. But for me, it has to be the whole Lukaku thing, because that's what we needed. We needed somebody that can guarantee at least 20 plus, you know what I mean, goals. Especially if you're gonna win the league, that's what you need. So for that, I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I thought it was what
Even
we
without
needed.
signing a centre back, Pascal, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9
You
out
didn't
of
get
10
Jules over the line.
Thiago Silva.
because I think the system that we have already covers that. You know what I mean? Like everybody's brought into that whole system that Tuchel was brought in, with the wing backs and all that. So I think, yeah, I wanted the guy from Sevilla that
Conde, Jules.
yeah, but at the end of the day, with Chalaba's emergence, I think it already just kind of nullifies that move. You know what I mean? So I think a 9 out of 10 though.
And he sold Zuma, remember?
Because Chalaba's
Okay.
potential really looks like a new
Okay.
signing on that. So
Pascal.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Question. Tuchel,
Sure.
if he doesn't win anything, are they going to keep his job?
No, I think they're gonna give him a season just because he won the Champions League. I think they're gonna give him a
I
season.
think I gave him some
They're gonna
credit in the
fire
bank,
him.
though.
I
They
think
fired Di Matteo after he won the Champions League after 5 games.
Yeah.
no, that's
But
win.
this is Tuchel is untouchable now. Tuchel works into
That's a
any club after
different.
this.
No one
Di
is
Matteo
untouchable.
Tuchel
No
works
manager
into
is
any club.
And
untouchable
who you
at
gonna get
Chelsea.
if you take Tuchel out? Who you gonna take?
No, I'm not talking about Chelsea. I'm just talking about
out of managers.
Tuchel's
They are
stock.
firing managers too
Tuchel's
quickly.
stock.
They'll find the manager.
They can get Benny
Tuchel's stock.
McCarthy.
Sam Allardyce.
I think
I'm
we need
surprised
big
with that
players.
9 out of 10 Pascal and he didn't sign a centre back. I'm surprised.
You know, a 9 out of 10,
Because
Benny. Because
Saul is not a
everything
player that is needed at all with Jorginho and Kante and Kovacic. Why do you need Saul?
but to be honest, just think about it. It's not like when Tuchel came in, we're leaking goals left, right, and center. I think you'd be the first to admit that. And
Yes.
once he took over, he put in a system, and we stopped the bleeding immediately. And because of that, all right, like because of that, I have to believe that this dude knows what he's doing defensively. You know what I mean? And like I said, with the whole Chalaba, I think look, the whole Chalaba thing was an accidental thing, because I think that Browse would have gone on loan if he had not proven himself just now. But at the end of the day, I think that's just an extra, added bonus.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think of that, I think the whole Conde thing fell through because of what he did in the last couple of games. You know what I mean? I think if Chalaba doesn't do that, we probably go all in on Conde to bring him back to the Chelsea blue. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would go with 9 out of 10. I think the Lukaku sign is a title-defining moment. I think if we're gonna win the league, we're gonna win it. We're gonna look back at that and say that's the one thing that was missing.
Fair enough,
100%.
Saino. I agree. Peace. I want to jump on to you as well. Look, not much incomings, although Konate did come in. Personally, for me, I think he has improved Matip. How would you rate your transfer window? What's your thoughts?
I'm very happy with our signings of this transfer window. A lot of people will say, yeah, you needed a
You
striker,
say plural.
you needed this, you needed that. I still feel that Klopp, 3 years ago, everyone said Salah's a one-season wonder, and the rest is history. Mane, every game, he shows you, I remember the old Mane, here's the old Mane. And that is what Klopp brings out in him. And I believe if he needed an additional striker, he would have bought it. Last season, he said he needs a striker. He got Jota in. And if he got Jota, Mane, and Salah with Firmino, and he feels that's enough, then I believe it's enough. I don't see we needed centre-backs last season. When we got our injuries at the back, Reece Williams was there, Nat Phillips was there, he still signed Kouyaté. Why? Because he felt he needed to strengthen his backline. No one said that if we didn't sign Kouyaté, people would have said, why didn't you buy another centre-back? That was under the radar. No one really thought, hey, Liverpool needs a centre-back, but he bought him. Why? Because he knows we need another centre-back. Because what is he doing now is building another Van Dijk, in the sense of not being able to do the same thing Van Dijk does, but Van Dijk brings out the best in whoever plays with him. We saw that with Matip, we saw that with Gomez. It will happen with Reece Williams, it will happen with Nat Phillips. But having Kouyaté also there, you're taking strain away from Van Dijk indirectly. So it's not like we expect him to replace Van Dijk, but because of Kouyaté being there, we have options at the back now. So I feel our goalkeeper is sorted, our defense is sorted. Our front three, people was warning us 2 seasons ago, last season, that front three is red. They're going to catch you out. You're not going to get that. And Salah proved he's again up there with the golden boot. So I don't feel that we should have signed a striker. I'm happy with the 4 that we have, having Harvey Elliott as a replacement. So Firmino, Jota, Salah, Mane, Harvey Elliott and Origi as a differential, I'm fine with that. Our midfield, that is the crux. We've signed, in the past 2 years, we signed about 6 midfielders. And half of that midfielders wasn't seen yet. Actually, every 11, you see this week, next week, they playing consistently. Keita has never been that player. Fabinho saw that for 2 seasons ago for the first time, and we had him for 3 seasons. The first season, everyone was like, why sign Fabinho? Last season, we said, we can't do without Fabinho. Same when Henderson came in. Henderson, now he wants to be the next Gerrard. He's trying too hard. Our results without Henderson showed we need Henderson. Thiago came in when we were buckled. Our defense was gone. Our strikers weren't scoring. Thiago came in. Everyone said it was a waste of money to get him and pay him a salary for what he's doing. This season, we're going to see Thiago. This season, we're going to see Fabinho. This season, we're going to see Keita, Henderson, what our midfield can actually do. And I don't see the goals being all around Mane, Salah, and Firmino like it always used to be. Because
you forget Minamino also beast, though.
Hey?
Minamino's
also there. So, like Minamino, even not last season, when he started before he went to Southampton, he was not firing. And that's why he went on loan. He was scoring at Southampton. He came back.
Yeah, he played brilliantly there.
It's the same with Jesse Lingard at West Ham, but he's still not getting a show. Minamino is still not getting a show. So, like I said, what we didn't sign, what we should have signed is besides the point. Me having Klopp there, knowing that he's there, that's a signing for me that I would, as long as we have Klopp, I'm happy. What he decides on, we go with that. And I feel our front three still has another 40 goals in them this season to prove that that front three between Mane, Salah, and Firmino, they're going to give you another 40 goals.
Out of 10, there we go.
A quick question.
8. For the signing of Konate.
Even if we didn't sign him, it would have still been because, like I just explained now, we didn't need a player. If we were struggling like you need a CDM, that CDM should actually take 4 points out of 10 by you guys. You're right, because it's that important. Our striker that we would have signed, he wouldn't have started. So I won't say our transfer window was 2 out of 10. Now we're going to sign a striker. Now it's 8 out of 10 because that striker is not going to play. We're not going to sign a player of 90 million and leaving on the bench. No, we're going to sign a player that's going to fall into our starting 11. So no signing is going to make my rating go higher or lower. Because we don't need him.
I just want to ask a question though. Last year, you were out of the running for the league for what reason?
Not scoring and no defense.
No, I think because of injuries, right?
Yeah.
You guys had a lot of injuries.
We tied into that.
Now, don't you think it's a little bit arrogant from Klopp not to cover for those, because you saw what happened last year. If those back 4 gets injured, there's no cover.
We covered. We've got Tsimikas for Robertson. We've got
Nico Williams.
That player's there.
It will go anyway. We got Reece Williams is the only one that left. We got Nat Phillips. We've got Kouyaté. We've got Matip. Remember our centre backs last season? All 3 was out. Matip, Gomez, and Van Dijk. So if all 3 of them goes out again this season, then I don't know. But
you see, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a little bit arrogant from Klopp to not make at least 1 or 2 signings. I think it's very
At
arrogant.
the back. At the back.
No, from him, not to actually make any signings.
Which position are you referring to?
Look, your positions that you most strong, I think, is at the back. That is the reason why you guys won the league. Your first,
but we signed the centre back.
Yeah, those are the 3 that was out. That's why you guys couldn't compete. You couldn't. You were scoring, but you were leaking goals like heavy.
But we got Kuyate now. We've got Nat Williams. We've got Nat Phillips.
Yeah, are they good enough though? Are they good enough to be a Van Dijk? Are they good enough though? The time will tell.
That's what I was explaining now. I explained that with the signing of Kuyate, we can do without Van Dijk, but not if we lose him on Saturday and lose him for 3 months. Then we obviously gonna have, because we need that player. But even if we sign the best centre back in the world now, he's also not going to be our problem solver now at the back, because he's going to sit on the bench. Who are we going to sign now? Even if we break the bank to get that player in, he's going to sit on the bench. If we had to get Varane, he would not have waited 2 games before he made his debut. We would have waited a month or 2, and it wouldn't have been a full game. He would have came on, started the game.
The only problem is with keeping the same players for years, if they start aging. And then you guys guys got a good youth system. I really admire the youth of Liverpool. I mean, you guys proved it last.
Elliot is brilliant.
But
He's the best player against Chelsea.
Yeah, no, I it just you mustn't keep those guys too long. That's why I saw memes coming out. I don't know who has time to make these memes. I think these guys have nothing to do, to be honest. Where they have Liverpool players aging. But obviously that's what people see. That's my only concern. He mustn't. I think he needs to at least let 2-3 players of those winning squad that you won the league. I think they need to basically let go and start building.
They won't be let go, because like the guys that's aging now, 2026, our contract goes until then. All those guys that's now under threat of age. But if you look at Van Dijk, 2026, you have 4 years now.
Is that man 26?
5 guys. 2026.
That's
okay. How old is Van Dijk? That man look like 40.
And Dijk can be like 30 now, no? 29, 30.
Yeah, he's 29, 30. So
yeah,
I'm saying he signed the contract up until 2026. With him he has Williams, Phillips, Kuyate, Gomez, Matip. From now until then, if any one of that 6 did not get anything from Van Dijk, then I give up. But I still feel there's enough time for all of those youngsters to learn from the players we're going to lose within a few years. Jota still has a lot of years in him. We're not going to have Salah and Mane forever. But we're going to have a player like Jota coming from that. And we saw that Jota doesn't need Salah or Mane to show him anything. He came from Wolves. On his first game, he scored. So our replacements, Tsimikas, in pre-season, he showed he can do the Robertson business. Robertson was out the first 2 games, and he proved that he can do it. Trent, we don't have to worry about age. He's still got a few years in him that he's really going to be that Trent Fireboy. He's a Liverpudlian youngster, so he's not going anywhere. He's got a 5-year deal. He's staying at the club. So I do feel we can get a replacement for him on the right-hand side, but it's not going to be someone who's going to hook into the club. So it will be an academy guy who's going to come on, maybe Williams, and play in there, Nico Williams, and do the business.
Fair enough. Master P, you had a question?
Oh, yeah. No, I just wanted to ask.
Before I come on to United and Arsenal, I'm saving Arsenal for last with Nigel.
Yeah, Beaster, just a quick question for you. Obviously, like in terms of the title race now, like what do you think? Would you consider you guys as title contenders? Because obviously last season you lost it. Well, you weren't in the title race because like at some point 6 of your key players were all out. You know what I mean? So now that it's a new brand new season, everybody's back, healthy and all that. What would you rate your chances of winning the title? Because I think you guys are down your chances a bit.
I'm liking the fact that the radar is off Liverpool.
I also
because
say
of
that, like,
not
sorry to
signing.
break your word, B. Sorry to break your word. I actually put it down to all four: Chelsea, United, Liverpool, and City. Because
Yeah.
Liverpool is out of that four. Liverpool is off the radar, and I think they prefer that. I don't know if Beast are like they prefer to go under the
Let's
radar and not
treasure
have all the
that way.
pressure on them.
Let's treasure that way.
They
Because
prefer that way.
to be honest, the reason why I say we didn't sign and I'm happy with it is because they're gonna focus on the teams that spend 500 million, 300 million in the transfer window. If you look at
They're
a
not
team
gonna
like
focus on
Chelsea,
us though. We spend 150. Get it right.
if
That's
a
still
team like
little.
Chelsea doesn't win silverware, like Nigel asked Mr. P earlier, do you think if he don't win the league, is Tuchel's job on the line? The same with Ole. If he doesn't win the league, is his job on the No one's going to ask Klopp if we win the league, is his job on the line if we don't win the league.
Exactly.
And that's how he likes it. He prefers it that way because he's going to go about his business as usual. Whether he signed and spent 300 million or not, the radar's off him. So what is Liverpool going to do? Do the business. Do what they need to do every week in, week out. Here in October, November, you'll see Liverpool winning 7 in a row, and then they're going to start talking. Now, maybe Liverpool is doing the title, being a contender for the league again. But I don't feel Klopp believes that he would say we are title contenders. And if people say that to him, he also won't say, I wouldn't say we're not, but he doesn't want to be the one to win it or the one to lose the league like we saw 2 years ago where it's Liverpool's to lose. We don't want that. The pressure is on everyone besides us. So to answer your question, Mr. P, I do feel we are contenders, but I'm liking the position that we're in that title race. So I'm sure we between number 3 and 4, even below United. So it's, for me, it's City, Chelsea, City, United, us.
Fair enough. I agree with that. I can agree with that. Penny B, out of 10. United.
Who's United?
Yours.
For me,
Yes.
7 out of 10 because, like Vita said, that's at least 4. I think it's 3. With Ronaldo there, without Ronaldo, it would have been a 6 for me. So 7 out of 10. Had we gotten our center defensive mid, definitely 10 out of 10. Definitely. But like I said in the podcast also before, I didn't really want us to sign a midfielder because I really wanted Donny van de Beek to get the minutes. But after what I saw on Sunday, it was a priority position. So very happy for Ronaldo. Sancho was a deal that I didn't know was going to happen, that I didn't think was going to happen this season because of our signings of Ahmed, Diallo, and Pelistri last season. I think I can still remember me saying on this pod that I don't think we're still going to sign Sancho after spending all that money on 2 right wingers. So Sancho, glad for him, obviously. Varane over the moon. Couldn't find a better centre back for me. I think he's up there in the top 5 centre backs in the world, man. And if you look at what our transfer window after the past 2 seasons has brought to United, it's trophies. It's people that knows how to get a game over the line. People that, if you look at our trophy count, just with our signings of this season and last season, it's up there. With the signing of Cavani, Varane, Ronaldo. I mean, these guys have won everything. There is to win in this game. So that mentality is what we were lacking, I think, which is why Solskjaer lost all those semi-finals and our Europa League final. It was that lack of know-how to win probably the most important game of your life and how to put everything to get over the line, which we don't have because these kids have not won anything for United. Hopefully that will change and we can look back and say that the window is actually a 10 out of 10. But for now, I'll give it a solid 7.
Okay. I want to actually come on to this comment of Gregory Love
I also
Gobs.
think so, Greg. I also think so, Greg.
You think Ole has something against Donny? Because I mean, why
Yes,
isn't
I
he
do.
not playing like?
There's no reason.
Bruh, I
for him
don't
not
know.
to
What
play.
messed me
Like,
up was
there's
Scott
Give me a
McTominay
reason
played
why
with
Donny
the
van de
injury.
Beek is not playing in
Even
this
last
team.
he didn't play.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say. I think what is Donny? What is Donny? Is Donny your basic sentiment? Is he attacking midfielder? Is he a sitting midfielder? What is Donny? Is he a playmaker? Is he a number 10? Is he a number 8? Is he a number 6? What I do know is he can play everywhere. But what is he? What does he specialize in? We needed a specialist center defensive mid in this window. Not someone who can play it. We needed a specialist CDM, and that would have made a window 10 out of 10 for us. What is Donny? Is Donny our
No,
replacement
I think Fernandes
for
is
Bruno?
keeping him out of the game.
I think so
because
too. But then why keep Lingard
at
as
Ajax,
well?
at Ajax, he was an attacking midfielder.
The attacking with that Ajax.
I think
Solskjaer admitted this season. Solskjaer admitted at the beginning of the season that
what
he
makes it
knew
difficult
that
for
he
him
played
that
Bruno
Fernandes
too
don't
much.
get injured.
Yeah, he played Bruno too much. But if you play so much, why not rest him for Donny? You know what I mean? I feel he doesn't have faith in Donny's abilities as much as he does Bruno's, which is unfair to Donny. Because why didn't sign him?
What he's saying
Just
is
leave him
Bruno
alone.
on an off day is better than a Donny on his on day.
I have to agree with that because I've seen very little
Yeah,
of
true.
Donny. Because I've seen
And
very, very little of
United has
Donny.
3 CDMs, and not one of them can play alone. Like Matic, McTominay, and Fred. I see as their CDMs that they have.
Yeah.
But you only see United playing their attacking
Double
or
pivot. The double pivot. We have
when
to
they
play the
a
double pivot.
then you can see United dominating a game. And that's like you said earlier, McFred. When they there,
Yeah.
you see the best of Pogba and Bruno, but you're losing out the position because you don't have. If you had one CDM there, you could have played Jesse Lingard also. You could have played Sancho and Rashford. You could have played so many more attacking players.
That's the headache that Solskjaer's going to have now. Because how do you keep all of them happy? Because
Exactly.
the reason why I wanted to play one CDM is that you can play actually one more attacker. You can't play Pogba in the forward line on the left-hand side if you have Sancho, Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial there.
Lingard.
You know what I mean? With Cavani and Ronaldo fighting for one number 9 spot. Bruno is going
And
to play
Martial.
as the number 10. Not Martial. Martial will not be our number 9 this season at all with Ronaldo and Cavani there. Ronaldo is going to stay between the sticks. We know that. He's not playing off the left. He's not playing off the right. He's playing through the middle. So now it's going to be a rotation between our 2 over 30s up front and just youth behind him with Bruno. It's going to be a massive headache for Solskjaer because we can come to January where Martial has 4 minutes for the season. Greenwood, it can hinder his development, which it can take time, it can take minutes off of his development, but I'm sure in the long run this will benefit him because he's still extremely young. And that is why I saw Greg's comment earlier on about why Greenwood never made the England team is because Solskjaer actually asked Gareth Southgate to not include him. Because the guy, basically Greenwood now is in the best place possibly. He was a mess the last time he went to England. Remember the press conference? The press conference where they asked him shit about Harry Maguire and then the breaking COVID. The rules were Phil Foden. Phil Foden was squeaky clean. Mason Greenwood got all the abuse. And you could see it affected him and he only came back to his best at the beginning of the season, near to the end of last season. So Solskjaer doesn't want that pressure on this 19-year-old right now, even though he is probably the best striker in England on current form. If you look. So I'm actually happy.
And
I'm happy that he's not. And
I just want to come back on the comment that Greg made.
My bad. Antonio. Greenwood Antonio on current form as we speak.
Current, yeah, they're on the same. So I get it. I can get it. You were gonna say something, Beast?
I just want to go on to that comment that the comment that Greg made where quality players on the bench. It comes back to what Nigel was saying earlier with the managing of Ole managing a player like Ronaldo. So if you look at City squad, everyone would always say their bench is the other team's dream team. But you never say those players that's qualities on the bench is unhappy because you don't see it when they do play. So if you're a manager of Pep's caliber, you can have Sterling on the bench for a full 90. You can have De Bruyne on the bench for a full 90. All the focus that we're on about now is about what's Ole going to do with having this 10 players to fill 4 positions up front. But now
3 actually because Bruno fills 1.
How is he going to manage those players on the bench? With Pep, you don't see De Bruyne unhappy. You don't see Gunwood unhappy. You don't see Fernandinho, the club captain, unhappy sitting on the bench. How does he get it right? Because he's Pep. So he can manage a team that has 3 replacements per position.
Ronaldo's taking a penalty. Isn't this the record? This is the record, no?
They're all happy because the manager plays a big role.
100% beast.
Wow.
What you say, Ben?
Yeah, Ronaldo's taking a penalty.
Ronaldo against Portugal playing against Ireland. I saw.
Oh, they say
Anyway,
he missed the penalty. Ronaldo missed the penalty.
that's your player, not mine. Let's move along. Let's move
And that is
along.
the record now, no international record. You can break it if you score.
He's gonna break it eventually. Nige, I think
Yo.
there's one area where we at least we can honestly say me and you as Arsenal fans can say we're top of the pile, and that's spending in this transfer window. But first and foremost, before you even rate our window, tell me what you think about these two brothers, yeah? These two, my guy. These two brothers.
I like Arteta's jacket.
I don't like anything about
Yeah,
that.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I think the club made a mistake. Look, everyone gives everyone a chance, right? You can ask Devon. When he came in, I gave him a chance because the guy won a FA Cup. Who won't give a guy a chance if he wins a trophy, right?
I did the same.
And I mean, me and Devon had heavy arguments, but the thing is, but when you start seeing there's a decline, a good manager only shows when you get him out of a decline. You understand?
Man said
No.
Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, man. Winning Christmas vibes.
The wedding crashes.
So-
The Emirates crashes.
So what happens is, Edu was the director of the Brazilian team or something like that, and Arteta was Pep's assistant when he put out cones for him. So both of them are actually quite inexperienced. Look, if you're gonna manage a club the size of Arsenal, you must have at least experience for how many years to manage a club like Arsenal. This is not Norwich, or no disrespect to those clubs. This is not Crystal Palace. This is also Football Club with the third best club in England.
Facts, I agree.
It doesn't matter where they sit or what problems are. They're still the third best club in England. And for Arteta and Edu to manage, actually, Arsenal, the Kroenkers actually gave Arteta the full management of the club. He was first
Fuck
a
the
coach.
process, Rona.
He was first a coach, and now he's a manager. That means he actually decides who comes in and who goes out. He's the
Exactly.
manager of the club. He's not a coach. So that for me already is irresponsible from the Kroenkers to do that, though. The other thing is, I wasn't very happy for Unai to be fired because they didn't give the man a chance. Who comes in after? I mean, if you're gonna take over from a guy like Wenger, Arsene Wenger, or Alex Ferguson, that is huge coaches in world football. Those two characters have changed world football in so many ways. I mean, Wenger still doing it at FIFA. So
At FIFA
I mean,
as
just
well, so
shows
yeah.
you.
Facts.
If you're gonna, I mean, there was a lot of pressure more on Unai what is on Arteta, to be honest to you, because he just came after they let Wenger go. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, coming in to come fifth in the league, actually 1 point, he actually had 1 point, then he had to qualify for the Champions League and he made the Europa League final. The guy just struggled. Actually, when they fired Unai, he was actually just laying 8th, but was 5 points away from 3rd place.
So
So
Pascal Paul now.
I'm also looking at Pascal. Yeah.
I just saw a light. Are you alright, Pascal? Did you fall?
Bro.
Are you okay?
Froze
I
the
think
whole
you
time.
also don't have units.
Okay.
So what is quite embarrassing was, guys, that
That's what's going to happen to Chelsea. When it's a
Hello,
higher
Paul.
so
Carry on,
what
Nige.
happens is what is quite embarrassing is then Unai come back to the Emirates and knock also out of the Europa League semi-final, which is very, very embarrassing for Arsenal Football Club. So there's a decline in every way. So like Gregory said, Unai deserved time. firstly, Devi, 150 million is not a lot of money on transfers. It's just because we signed so much players now, it looks a lot, but it's not. You can sign 20 players for 150 if you sign a 5 million player. So it's difficult to rate though. I even rate Pitzel, Matsomani, and Benny McCarthy better than Arteta.
Me also.
We underrate our South African coaches because they manage in the PSL. That's now we're checking now. They can't do a job in England. Bullshit. We got the best coaches in South African football. Let me tell you something, guys. These guys, Benny McCarthy, Pitzel, got all FIFA coaching license. Not Safa. So I rate those guys better than Arteta. So you're gonna ask me the question, how do I rate our signings? Very, very difficult though. Very difficult. I'll tell you why. Because we don't know if these youngsters can do a job or not. You understand? The only thing is why I do rate them is because of Odegaard. Odegaard was lost at Arsenal, and he's the reason why Arsenal actually came in. He did not improve Arsenal at all when he came in.
Exactly.
So if Odegaard didn't sign of these players, I would have given him a 6. But because Odegaard was signed again, and he's still not improving Arsenal. It's a horrible signing, to be honest. If you think Uzo was lazy,
he's worse, bro.
this is Uzo's son in lazy. He's a horrible player. I don't
And
see
he also
why
has output.
they
He
call
doesn't
him
have any
world
output.
class. So, because of Odegaard, I will give the signings a 5.
Yeah, you're
These
being
are
generous.
I'm being generous. I'm giving a 5 because I don't know you can only see in time what these lighties will give. You understand? Look at Lukonga. 2 brilliant games. So
And then
this
our coach
idiot-
drops him.
So this idiot of a Teta could drop in the Man City game and start Zaka.
And Odegaard.
The most liability player in world football. Besides international. But
Yeah,
international
true.
football is way different than club football because international football is slower
Yeah,
than the Premiership. So
yeah.
I'll give it
so
a
how much do you
5
give it,
just
Nige?
because. Hey?
How much do you give it the window?
I'll give it a 5 just because of these lighties are young, right? It's not lighties that they're actually quite good youngsters. It's just because I'll give it a 5 because of Odegaard. It's an awful signing, and I don't understand why we didn't go for Madison. We could have sold Alneni. We could have sold Xhaka. We could have sold who's still there? Kolasinac.
Kolasinac. Don't forget him.
We could have got money for Bellerin. Bellerin we wanted to go long time ago.
Bellerin
we could
also.
have signed Madison. We could have signed Madison and Awa if we sold that fucking players. But the manager decided to give Xhaka a 2-year contract and decided to keep Kolasinac and decide to keep Alneni, which I don't fucking know. This is Wenger players coming on for 6 years. How the fuck you gonna go and improve?
Finally,
It's a
somebody
squad.
said it else other than me. Yo.
You guys, let me tell you one
Thank
thing.
God
about
Williams just
Arsenal,
left.
Arsenal
Thank
Football
God.
Club is in
He still
decline.
had a thank you speech.
Bro,
Fuck him.
as
Did you
I
see what
said,
Drogba
look
said?
at
Give me a
this,
job.
I keep your 20
Guys.
million, I'll go.
Yeah,
You see,
fuck
there's a
him.
level of decline.
Yo.
Arsenal is in decline since Wenger. I respect the man. I respect the
Exactly.
man what he did for the club. But this last season, he came twice 6th place, right? He came twice 6th place when he was the last 2 years at the club. But he was still in decline. I respect the man, but I don't think if he stayed, he would have let Arsenal improve in the top 4 because Wenger didn't change his style of football. when
But he
Klopp
ran
came
the
in.
club right. He ran the club
Yes,
right.
but I will disagree with you actually.
I'll
He's the
disagree
man
on
that
that one.
said, he's the man that said, if we build the Emirates Stadium, we're gonna compete with the biggest football clubs in the world.
We're competing with Brighton
He's
and
the
Norwich
man-
right now.
He's the man that said, we will compete with the biggest. He mentioned Real Madrid, Bayern
And
Munich.
Bayern Munich and
Now we
Barcelona.
can't even compete to West Ham, Leicester City, all those clubs. But can I tell you where it went wrong? It's not because of the stadium. I think their planning on the stadium was too quick to pay off. We sold our invincible team
I agree with
within a season.
Too quick, yeah. Too quick.
Within a season. Why? Because you want to pay a stadium off. The most stupidest thing ever said. Jens Lehmann mentioned it last year. He said the worst thing Arsenal did is to sell off the Invincibles within a year. He was the last remaining players of the Invincible at that time. And what happened is Wenger signed youngsters. What Arteta is doing now, he's signing youngsters. But the worst thing is the football has changed so more bad for Arsenal. It's much more quicker, technically much more better. You can't sign youngsters now. Do you think you're going to build a process? This is not a fucking process. This is a fucking relegation fight.
Exactly. It is.
I'm
That's what
saying
it is.
is,
And you know what? Sorry to break you off. Like, even that stadium, that all, you have to sell your best players because you built a new stadium. There's Tottenham. Did they sell Harry Kane? No. Did they sell Son? No. So that puts that bullshit out in the water.
But
So,
they didn't sign a
stadium
single
is-
player for 2 seasons, for 2
their
years.
stadium,
Bergwijn,
Tottenham
they
stadium costs
Yeah.
more than ours.
Bergwijn.
Their stadium costs 1 billion. Ours
their
costs
stadium costs more than
550
ours.
million. So
Yes, but remember, they didn't make any signings. Any signings for 2 years because of the stadium.
Benny, when it comes to you, you also said about I think Wenger or something. The worst thing, I don't care, Beaster. Liverpool supporters tell me that Klopp decided long time ago he's going to come to Liverpool. Bullshit. He was supposed to replace Wenger at the time when Wenger decided that there was a 2-year contract waiting for him. Diaz. He was there at the office waiting for Wenger to decide if he's going to leave or not. I have
It is.
speeches
He
of it.
decided
I was
no.
following
He
that
was linked
story.
with Pep and Klopp, but
So
the old man decided.
Diaz decided that Wenger is still the right man for the job. So that's why Klopp decided to go to Liverpool. He was not supposed to go to replace to manage Liverpool. He's supposed to replace Wenger at Arsenal, but Wenger decided the fucker's gonna stay. So what happened was,
I'll get you. Sorry, Nigel. I'll get you the clip where they asked him that question. Why is he at Liverpool? I'll send you that video.
of course, he will answer that. Of course, he will answer to make you guys
No,
happy.
they literally asked about Wenger replacing Arsenal.
So what did he
replacing
say?
Wenger at Arsenal.
So what did
I'll
he
send
say?
you the clip. His wife made.
No, you can say it now. I mean, there's a lot of viewers that like to know.
It's his wife that made the decision for you.
Wow.
His wife.
Well, there you go.
So his wife wears the pants. Bullshitter.
Of course. That's how it goes, man. First you listen to your heart, then you listen to your head, then your wife will tell you what to do.
He was supposed to, his mind is already made up that time that he's going to replace Wenger. And that was the downfall of Arsenal Football Club. Wenger's decision to sign for another 2 years.
Exactly. You should have lived after that FA Cup. Prediction time, but with a twist. The window was closed. This is our team now. This is all of our teams respectively now until January. And I want to go right around. I'll start with you, Master P. Who's your top 4?
Okay, Biv,
Give me orders, though.
You mentioning top 4. I think I can go.
Yes, please,
Then
Nigel.
Arsenal
We only
top
want
four.
those that participate.
Top 4, Master
mean
P.
top-
Give me
you
order.
mean
Give me an
bottom
order.
4. If there's a bottom 4, then I will stay.
Prediction top 4. I think City, Chelsea, United, Liverpool. In that order.
You don't think you will win the league still?
Well, I have to
Let's go.
give.
Let's go from the top up, not from the bottom up.
I have to mention Man City because everybody seems to be dismissing them. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, I just think that they do have enough quality to defend it. So I'll give them the title, but I think we'll be close by in second. Yeah, and then United with the whole Cristiano thing. I mean, you can't. Benny, you guys are title contenders, no matter what you say on this show. You know what I mean? I do believe. Yeah, you third for you
I
guys.
put
I know.
third. No, actually, I put that second because City didn't get a striker. I put that ahead of City now, to be honest.
Oh, that's my top.
Won the league without the striker loss.
It's fine. Can they do it 2 seasons in a row?
Exactly, that's the thing. They've already look how many goals they've scored this season without the striker.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So
it's fine.
I think City, Chelsea, United, Liverpool in that order. Yeah.
Still,
Okay.
without the striker.
Even though I do say we're a major threat, and I wouldn't be surprised if we won it.
Okay.
Chelsea, United, Liverpool, City.
City to in fourth.
Yes.
Wow.
Because they don't have a striker.
Wow.
That's the only reason. Yes.
Bamba look at Beast's reaction. It can be a sticker actually of Beast's reaction.
Really, without the striker, I don't see them not winning games.
Wow.
Yeah, but are they going to win that 13, 14, 15 in a row that you're going to need to win this league?
They did it.
Are they going to do it again? They did it last season.
And
Remember,
season before,
January?
we won the league.
So, can they do it again? Can they? Remember, there's no Aguero. Jesus is playing off the wing. They don't have a number 9.
No Aguero was an understatement because you could have said at the beginning of last season also.
Yeah.
Because there was no Aguero.
But yeah, me sitting fourth. To be honest, I think Liverpool, with the same squad, can maybe have. It's between Liverpool and City for third and fourth for me. But Chelsea's taking it and United second.
Okay. Beast.
Liverpool's winning the league merely because of the fact that everyone else has made signings needs to prove themselves, whereas Liverpool doesn't. The
You just said that everybody started laughing. Everybody started laughing.
I'll put a method to my madness. Why I'm saying what I'm saying is because if this season, if the players that everyone had was now 2 seasons with the club, I would put Chelsea by the book. I would put them first, City second, us fourth, and United third. But because everyone is looking what Ronaldo's going to do. Is he going to take penalties? Is he going to take free kicks? Is he going to bring a bad vibe to the camp? Is he going to uplift the camp? We don't know. So for that reason, I'm putting them fourth. City, without the strikers, not my reason. Merely because teams are reading City. So City, I'm putting in at third, Chelsea at second, and Liverpool on top.
Okay. Fair enough. Nigel.
You're recording this, right? You're recording this for Pascal's laugh.
He's going to clip this shit.
I'm going to clip it. Don't worry. I'm going to clip it. Don't worry.
This shit is going to
Yeah,
clip.
Look, my top 4 is obviously Arsenal winning the league in the year 2050.
Stop the entire stream. Fuck me.
In
You guys are fucking with me tonight.
in the year
FIFA.
In the year 2050.
Yeah, how old am I going to be then, bro?
We're watching
Okay,
Arsenal
now
win
look,
the league in heaven.
Rona.
I said it in the beginning. I told LaShawn, I think Chelsea's going to win the league this season. That's my prediction because I think they are a complete team. And they got Roman behind them. If they need any other player in the world, they can just sign that player. When I watched them in the Champions League final, how City couldn't beat them at all, which shows that they got the right manager there. And actually, with the Liverpool game, I saw again how actually there's something else here at Chelsea that I've never seen before. There's a fighting spirit there.
There's a grit and determination about them.
Here we go. And it just shows you again, they didn't do that at Lampard. Once again, it shows if you change a coach can bring. Remember, your energy only rubs off from the coach. It's not because you can have the worst player in your squad, but if the energy of that coach is right, that player can give you a job, Opel. It's like example with Stoke City. That player was not technically good, but because Sam Allardyce had the energy. Look here, ons gaan die ouens moer vandag. Ons gaan die ouens bully vandag. Julle is die quiet players, maar bully hulle, that's how you win them. Let's do it rugby style. So
Cole agrees with me.
I see Chelsea really Tuchel. He don't like Klopp. He wants to show Klopp that he can also do it. He's better than Klopp. He don't like Klopp. So I think Chelsea's can win the league. For second, I think City. Obviously, they're always in there. Another money club. They can sign any player they want. I think
they can't sign Ronaldo.
No, this is difficult though. I really want Leicester City. I really want Leicester City to come at third. So I'm gonna put my head on the block.
Wow.
I think Leicester City is gonna come third.
Okay.
And
I like that shot actually.
I think Liverpool's gonna miss out in the Champions League this season.
Bumbuckler. Okay.
I think United's gonna make first place just because of Ronaldo. I mentioned Beastie. The reason why I'm saying that, I think Klopp's being arrogant not to sign one or two players.
I agree.
Fair,
Look, it's only a prediction. It's only a prediction.
Next, in May, we can come back here again. The five of us, we can come back here again. That's how it works. So, fair enough.
Pista, what's our bet, Pista? What's our
my
bet?
prediction for
United over Liverpool.
If any one of you say Arsenal, I'm chucking you out one by one of
no,
us.
Arsenal won't get relegated. They're too big of a club to get relegated. I'm sorry.
But all jokes aside, Master P, relegation?
Wow, that's a tough one, dude. Like it's so early, you know what I mean? Like
it's frick earlier.
Kwakwa Stars is not in here.
No. I mean, Arsenal is not gonna go down, but I mean, I don't know. So tough, so tough.
Come, I'm gonna press you until you get a decision. Must I go around and then come back to you?
I know my three.
Let me think about
it. Must I go around and come back to you?
I got my three.
I got my three.
Okay.
I think that fuckers Bradford's gonna get relegated. The fuckers. I think Wolves gonna get relegated. Brentford, Wolves.
No man, they play beautiful, man.
Yeah,
they don't have they play beautiful, but it's not enough to keep you up. I think. Yeah, they play tough, but they can still improve. They can still improve. What I'm saying is, it's Brentford, Wolves, and Burnley.
Okay.
Wow.
Penny B?
Mine is Burnley because I want him to go down the cackest football team in the league, Norwich, and I'm leaning very much towards Southampton this season, more than Crystal Palace. So I'll go for Southampton.
Palace, Burnley, Norwich.
So there's a differential.
Palace?
Burnley, Norwich.
Yeah, the reason why I say Brentford is, look at the squad.
I can also hear that. Yeah, the squad is not going to cope here. That's the
squad
why.
is very thin.
Yeah,
they played up. Look, they came off the blocks, my bro. If you see them, they started off the blocks. You can't play like that in the 38 games. They're gonna burn out. They don't have a big enough squad.
But I just think they can ride the wave and get them into a nice spot where they can lay 11th and 12th. Rather have a good start than have to catch up.
And then
true.
When you were already over the threshold.
That's
the way for Hull City a couple of years ago. Do you guys remember Hull City with Phil Brown? You remember?
Yeah.
Worked for them.
Yeah, but they won 4 games in a row. That was like 10,
can I get an answer with you for relegation yet?
Now,
are you okay, my guy?
In September, the end of September, they are playing Liverpool, West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester City, Burnley for that whole month.
They fuck.
Hey, nah.
Who's that? Brentford.
They
The
fuck.
confidence they got from
then
beating
in
the team as
December-
Arsenal, like you said, the third biggest club in England. That is, regardless of where they are on the table, they're the third biggest club in England. That goes up here. If you can beat Arsenal, you can beat Liverpool, you can beat Chelsea, you can beat City. And a guy like Tony, he's gonna score. And I see
He's gonna score. Tony can score at least 20 this season. If I look at him, he's a specimen.
How's
No?
it even Tony's brilliant?
He's a
Who is
beast of a
this?
player. Tony, the number 9.
Yeah, but
I'll
that's
say-
not enough to keep you up. I'm talking about the squad. The squad, if the
The
players
squad
get
is
injured,
thin, yeah. The
the
squad is
squad is
thin.
too thin.
Yeah.
Who did
I'll
they
say-
sign? Who did they sign?
They don't even have a
Football.
stadium. The stadium is smaller than Athlone Stadium.
There we go.
But
So
I still
Steven
don't see
Regan.
them going down.
remember when Leeds came into the league? They signed 120 million, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
No,
They
not
just
Leeds,
came
Fulham.
into the league.
When Fulham
Fulham,
came to the
Fulham,
league,
Fulham.
they signed what? 200 million, and they still got
Yeah,
the event.
exactly.
Means
Exactly.
nothing.
Means
Look at
nothing.
Burnley.
So who you signed?
Burnley's still in the league. Still. Burnley's still in the league. I think
But
Yeah,
their
that's
record
why-
signing is
down.
2
They play a
million.
physical brand of football.
I think Burnley's record signing is 2 million.
Pascal, are you with us?
Yeah. I'll say Brighton,
Okay.
Norwich maybe, and maybe Brentford. I think Brentford will go down. I think so.
That's my exact 3. That's my
You know
exact
what?
3.
You
saying
also
they're
think
going down.
Brighton. You guys think
Yes.
Brighton?
Yeah, I think
Potter.
Brighton.
That's my
Maybe.
exact 3.
Gents,
Yeah.
in January, in March, they're playing Leicester City, Chelsea, West Ham, Watford, Tottenham, United, Southampton,
Ah, they
Everton, and Leeds.
They fuck. They fuck.
That's too
Nice.
much.
There's no bad. There's
Mesno,
no easy games in the
Mesno.
league, though. There's no easy games in the league.
They played
True.
top 4 teams in the last 2 months.
Yeah, that's fucking them up.
Man. Top scorer,
That's why I'm saying they're going
Master
down.
P.
Yo.
I have to
Master
go with
P,
my man.
top scorer.
Don't say
I have to
Lukaku.
go- Yeah, no, I have to go with that because that's what he was brought in for. You know what I mean? He was brought in to.
Not Timo.
Nah, stop it. Stop it, Benny. I was gonna go with Cristiano, nah, but like I just think in the end, we brought in this dude for one reason and one reason only, and that is to score goals and to try and win us the whole thing. You know what I mean? So I have to go with Lukaku. And plus, he's not new in the league. You know what I mean? He's used to this league already. He knows the ins and outs. So yeah, I'd have to go with Lukaku. I think he's gonna win the Golden Boot.
Fair enough. Benny B.
You know who I'm going for. CR fucking 7, bruh. All day, every day. Lukaku had him in the league last season. Who was the goal scorer of Syria? The last time this man was here 12 years ago, he left the league with 42 goals. Definitely Cristiano Ronaldo for Golden Boot. Definitely.
Wow.
Okay. I'm actually gonna
37-year-old
agree with
Cristiano.
Beast. I'm gonna go with Beast as top scorer. I hope we're on the same wavelength. We know each other for years. So,
Salah.
Beast, who's yours?
I still feel Salah is a lot
Oh,
of goals.
Baba,
for
yeah.
him. And that's the only reason I'm going with him because he's on set pieces, penalties, and he's never missed from the spot in the Premier League. So you're gonna get 20 plus goals from him, and I don't see anyone competing with him. Ronaldo can score goals, but for his first season, you can't give him that much pressure to say win the
No,
Golden
no.
Boot, even though he's a winner, and he might even
Like I
surprise
said.
you. But
Didn't he do it in the past
Like
2
I did
seasons?
score
no?
in training though in Odegaard's ass, yeah.
Well, like I
Nah,
said.
man, that's Photoshop nonsense.
It's cock that, yeah. That's cock. Nige, top scorer.
Son of Spurs.
Brilliant choice.
No, I was about to say nobody going Harry Kane here. Nobody likes
No,
Harry
The
Kane
fuck
here.
most
Harry Kane.
underrated, the most underrated football player in world football is Son.
For me
If you want
also.
to sign him
Okay, you're
now,
going Son then, bro.
150 million.
But we know he's gonna score, man. I saw his goal Sunday. I knew he's gonna score that goal.
That guy
Ha,
is.
ha, 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 ha,
The others
ha.
gonna read it.
Yeah, we just signed Son's brother last night. So
Yeah,
I thought that's
so-
very racist.
Karaoke.
All Asians
Titi.
aren't siblings.
Hey, Titi.
Not
Taki
racist.
taki.
It's like you telling me, it's like him telling you, like me, that I'm your brother because I'm colored.
Exactly. Makes sense. Anyways,
Okay.
on to final thoughts. Master P, final thoughts from you, my bro.
Happy birthday, Benny. You know what I mean? I didn't give you a shout out earlier. You know what I mean? Wishing you many more, my brother. And I
Thanks,
hope
bro.
you had a lekker time, but you're still not winning the league, so leave it at that. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, just obviously with the international break coming up, I'd just like to reflect on the 3 games that we played. It's looking good, positive, and I think we can only get better. I agree with what Nigel said. There's a fighting spirit in that Chelsea dressing room. I didn't think they were gonna pull it off, to be honest, to get something out of the game with 10 men, but you could see the fighting spirit. So I'm impressed thus far, and yeah, we can only get better from this time on, going forward.
Say no more, my bro. Penny B, final thoughts.
Final thoughts is I just wish it was an international break because I can see Ronaldo finally play. But yeah, it's going to be worth the wait, I hope, because I just see he went down now in this Portugal game and they're behind to Ireland 1-0. So that's all I'm excited for, is just to see Ronaldo back, and hopefully he'll get the number 7 jersey. I doubt, because they had to do some special application to the league, whether it's been granted or not. I don't
Numbers
know.
are locked in. It's locked in, yeah.
Yeah, because you can, there is a way, but you need to do a special, like Ronaldo is worth billions, and that is the CR7.
Yeah, CR7 is a brand. So.
CR7 is a brand, and Cavani is
that
more than glad to take the number 21, vacated by Dan James last night. So very excited, most excited to see Ronaldo back, and it's going to be against Newcastle, who has the record most goals against. So happy days.
Fair enough. Priest.
Nah, I'm with Benny on the international break. I'm not for the internationals. Like I said, I'm going to see a lot of upsets in this international break, but I'm looking forward to Liverpool bouncing back from our loss to Chelsea. I would say it's a loss, like Mr. P said earlier. So for Firmino's out for 3 months, so I'm hoping Jota and Salah gets on the score sheet, and just another clean sheet. If we can get another 2 or 3 clean sheets, then I'm happy. That's all I feel as Liverpool. We're looking forward to getting that clean sheets, building our momentum at the back, because like I said, we're off the radar. If we keep our clean sheets going, that's what wins you the league. Our defense was the problem. We're always going to score, regardless of who we play. I don't care if we play City, Chelsea, Brentford, Arsenal, whoever, we're going to score. But our back line is what we need to secure. So if we don't concede, we can't lose a game.
Fair enough. And our special guest, Nige, the footy guy. Final thoughts from you, my brother.
I think Arteta will be fired after the Norwich game if he doesn't win that game.
Is that the next game, Nige?
Yeah.
Is this the next game? Is this the next
That's
game?
the next game. If he doesn't win that game, I think even a draw is a fight. He will be fired. If we can't win Norwich at home, I think we home that game.
We're at home, yeah.
If we can't win Norwich at home, he's definitely gone.
Wow.
It depends on who we bring in. That's the other fucking problem. So you can fire a coach, is fine, but you need someone to improve the team. And I think Conte is the right guy for us at the moment, but I don't think he will come, because I don't think Kroenke's gonna give him the money, because Arteta already wasted 150 million on youngsters, which we actually gonna put how can you put 22-year-olds, such a big club, and the club's already on a decline when it comes to the field? It's bad management. I'm sorry. I think he needs to go. I was hoping actually when I woke up in the City game that actually he will be fired the next morning. But when I woke up and I checked my phone, he wasn't fired. I say, "Fuck you, Kroenke." That's all I can say. There's no ambition. The ambition of Arsenal Football Club is gone. Long gone. There's no ambition. It's not about just spending money. It's about getting the right top manager, because that's the guy who wins you trophies. You can. Leicester City was a good example. Every squad, but brilliant manager. I mean, he was good at Chelsea as well. I think he was Roman's first manager when he came into the club. I think Mr. P.
Yeah.
When he bought the club, he was
Claudio
the
Ranieri,
first
yes.
guy
Yeah.
that he actually took at Chelsea. So
No. He was there when Roman took over.
yeah,
When
but
Roman
look,
took over,
Ranieri
yeah,
was
then-
there.
is it? Oh, okay.
and he
Yeah,
got
he
into
was
the
there.
Champions League, so
I mean, it's not just spending money. You can give you can give a tikop. I'm sorry to use that word. You can give in Afrikaans in English is a drug addict. You can give a drug addict 150 million and you will waste it. That's the example. If you will give an irresponsible guy, yeah, you will give an irresponsible guy who doesn't know how to spend money 150 million. You will waste that 150 million,
Yeah.
and you will not improve it. So that's where I see it. It's a waste of money because Arsenal needs improvement. He didn't need to buy. Fuck this process. How can you trust a process if there's no improvement? How do you ask people to believe in a process but there's no improvement?
Yeah.
You understand? You're following someone that's blind. You're following a blind eye.
Yeah.
exactly.
So personally, my prediction for my last thing is I think Arteta's going to be fired if he doesn't win Norwich at home. And I think Edu is also going to be out the door because they are together in this so-called fucking project process. I don't understand what it's called, whatever, but I think they're both going to be gone because Overmars already put a word into Ray Parler, messaging. Ray Parler is a legend at the club. They all work for the club. Even that's why if you hear them talk, they can't talk shit about Arsenal. They're all on the payroll. So Overmars already said, he said on TalkSport that Overmars messaged him and said he wants to come into Arsenal and fix Arsenal.
Wow.
So
So he said,
that's
yeah.
how bad Arsenal is. If a
Ronnie
man
van der
wants,
Beek's first signing.
yeah, no,
I'll
look,
take him.
you already look. There's not money's not gonna come spending anyway because we already spent 150 million. I don't think there's gonna be any signings in January because Krunga said, "Here's 150 million. See what you can do." But I'm sorry for those youngsters that he signed. I don't blame them, but I blame that fucking manager of Arteta that needs to fuck off to wherever, to McDonald's. Go work there if you want to go learn football. Go fucking buy McDonald's because Ronaldo, when he was training, when he was a youngster, went to McDonald's. If you hear his story. So you can do the same out there to fuck off to McDonald's, go learn your trade there. The soccer field next to McDonald's, go fuck, don't come manage also football club and go fuck it up. That's all I'm saying.
Just a quick question
Sure,
for
go ahead,
Nigel
bro.
before you wrap up, David D.
No worries.
So if let's just say hypothetically what you've said happens, right, and Arteta does get fired, which I do see happening too if he loses that game, just for the record.
No, he's got the highest percentage of coaches
so
losing their jobs.
Who do you reckon, with everything that you guys have said, everybody's locked in now, and with the squad that you guys have, who do you rate would do the best job with the pieces that you guys have already, just for the remaining part of this season up until the end of the season? Which coach do you think?
The problem is, would they come? Because Arsenal Football Club at the moment is a landmine.
But who would be your preferred choice?
My preferred choice will obviously be Conte because look, you can only choose what is there to get because he's the only one that's available. He doesn't have a job. He left Juventus, so he's obviously the quickest experienced coach we can get. We can't get Leicester City's coach because he's not gonna come. Because he's got an owner that if you ask a player, whatever, he gets support.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So the only guys available, it's Conte. Perla mustn't think of coming to. I don't think he's in London to come. Please stay away. You're another inexperienced guy we don't need. So I think Conte is the only option that we actually have. But the problem is that he left Juventus because Juventus sold players that he didn't want to be sold. That's why he left Juventus. So you want to come to Arsenal where you don't even get much financial support. You will spend now 150 and then spend 60 million the next 2 years.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If Arsenal Football Club wants to be ambitious and they want to win trophies, they need to get a manager like Conte in and support him financially. Because that is the game now. I don't care what people say. Leicester City was a once-off. I'm sorry, but credit to them. Credit to them. They're actually still in the top 4 race.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because they lost a lot of players after that.
Yeah.
Leicester City.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of players after that. But credit to them. They're still competing.
But you see on Leicester, whenever they get a good season, they lose a player the next year, but the following year you see someone else popping up. Like
because the recruitment is that brilliant. That's why.
Yeah. Like
it's not just about the recruitment. These people know the perfect players, but it's the pool. It's the pool.
Mr. P.
Yeah.
We are so bad. Arsenal Football Club is so in a bad state. They fired all the recruitment agents. The people that got the best players in the world, they fired.
Sure.
Now, it goes deeper than that. It's not just on the field. Also, Football Club is in a state of blowing up. If that Edu and Arteta is get fired. So, but besides the coaches, the owners, they got up to 5 sports clubs in the world, and all of them are horrible of what they're doing. None of them are successful in the none of the sports clubs.
True, the Rams are just so cuck. But on that note, gents, I want to thank you guys for jumping on. Beast, I can at least see your face before I say goodbye. There we go, much better. But again, Nigel, I want to thank you as a special guest. Thank you for jumping on. It was awesome having you. Like I said, you're always welcome. Master P, as always, thanks a lot for jumping on. Benny B, Beast, my regulars, as always. Thanks a lot for jumping on. Thank you to all of you guys in the comments. You know what to do. Like the thing, share the thing, subscribe to the thing. And don't forget, link to Nigel's channel is in the description of this video. So sub to that thing, get my guy to 1,000. DVD, and we are out of here.